What's up, everyone? It's Andres Restart, and I'm going to have a video now for my early impressions on Breath of the Wild and the Nintendo Switch. It's been pretty great. I've enjoyed it very much. However, I do have some minor gripes with the system. Well, one, it kind of just terrible luck, but when I got my system, the dock wasn't working. My console wasn't outputting visuals to the television. I had a defective dock, and I found this out because fortunately my brother had got a Switch as well, and I was able to test my system on his dock, and it worked just fine. It was literally something wrong with my dock. So I spoke to Nintendo, and after some arguing with a really dumb person, I was able to speak to an advisor. They're like, "Oh yeah, you don't have to send in your whole system and not get it 3 weeks from now. No, you can just send in your dock," which makes the most logical sense. And they put me on expedited shipping, so I should hopefully get my fixed, repaired, or new dock sometime next week, maybe later this week. I hope, but at least I can play the game on the TV by borrowing my brother's dock when he's not using it. So that's annoying. But as far as the system itself, it's really great because I have this ability to take the system on the go. If I go to work, I can play in my car while I'm waiting for a ride or something, or on the bus or on the train. Or, for example, I was able to play Zelda next to my brother. We're both playing Zelda in one room. I brought my Switch over. I was playing next to him while he was playing on television, and we were both able to talk. So that idea that you can play Zelda, a full AAA home console Zelda, two people in the same room, two different games together, that's kind of a whole different way of like local multiplayer that wasn't really possible or feasible in most cases with other systems. But with the Switch, it is, and it's really great. And, I have all these different options. Like, I can set it up on tabletop mode. If, for whatever reason, my smaller television, my bigger television break, I could play it on the desk. And that's also an option. And it works pretty well. The screen's beautiful. It looks great. I feel like I'm literally holding an HD television in my hands whenever I'm holding it. The controller feels pretty good, too. Like, I wasn't sure how well it was going to feel. At first, it kind of felt like that it was going to be really small and awkward, but it feels good. It feels good. I've been playing Zelda. I've been enjoying it. And honestly, I like holding this controller. It feels good in my hands now. Like, it's so super comfortable, super smooth, and ergonomic. You'll be surprised. Like, maybe at first you might be like, "Oh, I don't know about this," but once you start playing and you've had some time with it, it really does feel very good. I don't feel the need to get a Pro Controller anytime soon, but I mean, once I can afford it, maybe in a couple weeks, I will buy a Pro Controller and I'll test that out. But this feels pretty damn good, believe it or not. So, as for Zelda, well, it's amazing. For sure. I've loved it so much. It's been incredible. And even though I was super frustrated about the whole dock setup, once I finally got to play Zelda, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, it alleviated all my stresses, all my fears, all my qualms, all my worries, all my frustrations. I've been enjoying this game. It's been such a magical experience, and the end is not really in sight. This game is just dense with content, quality, magical content, and I'm always shocked, I'm always surprised by something I find that kind of tells me that thought in my head keeps on coming up. Greatest game of all time. It's really that impressive, and I can talk this game up so much, and I have zero fears that I'm setting anyone up for disappointment because this game is that good. It truly is. The design for this game is so intelligent, so spectacular, because the way it's constructed, this world is huge and beautiful, yet you can see so much, yet you see so little at the same time, if that makes any sense. Because it's literally been constructed so intelligently. Like, for example, the Twin Peaks, you can see that from far away. But what's interesting is that there's an entire region, there's multiple regions behind the Twin Peaks. Like, it's basically a whole other game behind those mountains. And that's just a small part of the entire game. I went off this off-beaten path, and I found an icy path, and I found this incredible creature that I'm not going to spoil about right now, but it just destroyed me. I couldn't handle it. It was just destroyed me, and I don't know how much stronger I'm going to need to get to be able to beat it. But it was incredible, and it's stronger than pretty much any boss I've ever seen. And it's not even technically a boss, but it was amazing. I had to find a way to go around it. And, I mean, you have all these different gameplay options. You can sneak, you can, climb around, you can run around, you can kill, you can bomb, you can arrow. You have all these different options, different ways to play through a game and do so many different things. And eventually I got up this path, and I went up to the top of this mountain. And what I saw blew me away. It was so special, so amazing. I I can't believe what I experienced. It was that amazing. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm not going to tell you what it is. But there's these special events, these special moments that happen all throughout the game. You see these incredible, impressive things, and you're just shocked. And what they were able to accomplish with this game, to think that this game was built for the Wii U, that this world is so big, so beautiful, and it's doing so much, so cohesively, so magically, so engrossing, and it feels so like a real, breathing, living world. Like, truly, it's nothing short of impressive. I didn't think that this would be possible by Nintendo at this point. You wouldn't expect it, but they did it. Whatever they did it. And I mean, if you look at what they accomplished with the Skyward Sword, and then you look at what they accomplished with this game, you're like, what the hell did they change in 5 years that they were able to go from that to this? Like, the jump is mind-blowing, to be honest. So look at like the village in Skyloft, like Skyward Sword. That game had one really good village with lots of living characters that have their own schedules, they did their own things. In Breath of the Wild, each town is arguably about that level or better. And there are several towns at least. I don't know how many there are, but I know there's at least several. And you can go to these villages, and there are all these characters that have their own set schedules. They do different things depending on the time of day. They react to the weather. They react to what you do. And depending on the events in the game, they also react to that. So there are different conversations you can have with people, depending on how you go at them, when you go at them, where you go at them, and you communicate with them. They tell you different things, and there are tons of side quests. Not all of them are just fetch quests. A lot of them are really interesting, little fun hide-and-seek games or different things like that. And speaking of games, there actually still are mini-games, despite the fact there are over 100 mini-dungeons. These 4 really major dungeons. I've done one of them already, and even though some people say that the dungeons aren't as big as other Zelda games, it's hard to really say, because the entire experience was still quite long, quite extensive, and quite engrossing, and it was amazing, and it was very impressive. I loved what they're doing in the main dungeons, at least with the first one that I did. And then it's just, I'm kind of rambling here, because there's so many different things to talk about. The shrines, I love the shrines. And it's just interesting how, like, you see these different shrines from around, like, oh, I want to go to that one. Oh, I want to go to that one. And it kind of makes you climb. Sometimes you have to climb up to see more. And then you see these different things, and you can fly down. And you climb up again. It's really dynamic and intuitive the way they design the entire world. It leads you to doing one thing, then another, then another. You just get lost in exploring this game. This is truly a game about exploration. And it does it better than any other game ever. Hands down. Without a doubt, in my mind, that this game is the best exploration game, period, and no one can refute that. That is just how impressive. That's how impressive what this game is. They've done that part so really well. And the shrines, they're so fun. There's so many different challenges and puzzles. I really get a lot of physics-based puzzles. It kind of remind me of Portal and the Galaxy games. Like, they force me to think in a little differently. It's really interesting, and I actually like the direction they took with these dungeons. It's very impressive. And the 4 main dungeons, they do some really, really cool stuff too. They force you to think in a different way altogether as well. And that's super awesome. So the villages are amazing. The shrines, the dungeons are amazing. The overworld is so beautiful and incredible and majestic, and there's so many little details and so many deep things to find and people to talk to and ruins to explore and Koroks to find and enemies to fight and things to gaze at and watch and explore and discover. There's so much to this game, and I mean, this is not a review. This is me rambling about how amazing this game is. Obviously I haven't beaten the game yet, but from what I've seen of the story, it seems pretty good. It's being done in a different way. And I don't want to go into too much details about it, but basically, you get it in different segments, and you can, because of the openness of the game, where you can kind of go wherever you want. There is a chronology to a lot of the story, but a lot of the story you can experience whenever you want at different points. So it's kind of almost like a Pulp Fiction, the movie, where you see different scenes in the movie that happen at different times. The chronology is completely off. And it's kind of the same way with this game. You can see different scenes at different points, and it still fills in the story, you still learn everything, and it's actually kind of a really interesting and engaging way to learn everything. Depending on where you go, you see something new that tells you more about the story. And that's just with cutscenes. You can speak to characters, discover ruins, and learn things on your own in different ways. It's basically, you can experience the story how you want it. And I think that's really special. And what I've seen from the story so far seems really great, and the way the story is being told is interesting, and it's a different way of telling stories for games, and it may be the best way to tell a story in an open world game. So there's so many great things I can say about this game, and I can go on forever. But I'm not going to. I hopefully enjoy the gameplay I put up. It's me exploring a non-spoiler area, but it's some really interesting ruins that I found that I think were really cool. It's a fun gameplay experience. Anyways, guys, those are my quick early impressions, even though this video may be kind of long for quick early impressions. But nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or thoughts, please voice them in the comments below. I will answer them. I will argue. Whatever it is you want to do, let's do it in the comments below. Anyways, guys, thank you again so much for watching. Give me a like if you enjoyed the video, and if you want to see more content from me on Just Restart, please subscribe. That's all for now, guys. See you later.